Hey everyone, it's Robert the Other Weasley here, coming at you with a little bit different of a video. This is just a video to answer a question that I get asked very commonly, and that is, what are some tips and tricks that you have for collecting Harry Potter items? So I've been asked this so many times in the past that I figure I should just make a video about it. I mean, why not? This sort of is just going to cover some things that I wish I knew before I started collecting. This stuff would have been amazing to know before I started collecting, but that's why I'm giving it to you guys, so that if you don't have a collection yet and want to start a collection, you have these tips and tricks to sort of map out your journey, as I guess I could say. So this is my 5 tips and tricks for starting a Harry Potter collection. The first tip that I have is know what you want to collect, and what I mean by this is there's so much Harry Potter stuff out there that yes, you could do what I do and just go out and just get every single thing, like an amalgamation of everything. But when you're starting a collection, what you're going to want to do is sort of first figure out what kind of stuff you want to collect. Obviously, you've probably got the books, and obviously you've probably got the movies. That's great. That's a great way to start, and if you don't, then there you go. But then what you want to do is you want to branch out into separate sections. And one thing I recommend is picking up this book right here. It's the... drop the paper down there, plastic down there. Harry Potter Collector's Handbook. And now what this is just it's just a whole bunch of Harry Potter collectibles and stuff that you can sort of see, and it sort of just gives you an idea of what's out there. And by reading through this, by looking at things online, just, you know, quick Google search, you can find all kinds of crazy Harry Potter stuff, and with that you can sort of narrow down what you want to start collecting. I collect everything Harry Potter, but if I were to do it all again, like have to start my collection over again, I'd go this section first, then action figures, then this section, blah blah blah, and I'd sort of just collect it piece by piece, because I feel that when I'm collecting stuff, as much as I try to keep my collection organized, when I'm bringing stuff into the house and bringing like new items in, they just kind of go on my shelves wherever there's room, and it doesn't look very pretty. It doesn't look organized, and it's kind of bugs me. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm actually trying to organize my collection more, so that I can actually make a collection video for you guys. But yeah, so that's that's tip number 1. Just know what you want to collect. See what other people collect, and then decide if that's what you want to collect first. And I'm not saying that you can't collect anything else. I'm not saying that if you start collecting Harry Potter action figures that you can't collect anything else. What I'm saying is that's a good starting point. And what you should do is, once you've collected enough of those that you feel happy with your sort of pseudo collection of that, move on to another collection and start collecting something else, and then just grow and expand your collection. That's the easiest thing to do. That's one of the easiest things to sort of start your collection off the right way. Number 2 is know what you have. And this is something that is, as I said at the beginning of this video, something that I really wish I had. This is a very valuable tip. I wish I had it at the beginning of my collection, because I recommend you write down every single item that you get, every single item that you buy, get through trades, whatever. And that way, when you're out hunting for more Harry Potter stuff, you can refer to your list and be like, okay, I already have that, I'll put it in the cart anyways, just as a maybe thing, but you probably want to focus on other things. I've got so much stuff now that if I tried to document it all, it's going to take me forever to write every single Harry Potter thing that I have down, and then to take that information and carry it with me everywhere. I've got 5,200 and something items in my collection, and that would take so long to write down, but I just feel that there's so much stuff in my room that I often go out and I buy things thinking that I don't have it in my collection, and then I come home and I'm like, oh, I already have that. Awkward. So know what you want to collect, know what you have. You can keep it on your phone as like a sort of document, or you can print it out, carry a journal around with you or something, or like a little notebook, and just keep track of what you have, because sure, having duplicates of some things is great. I mean, over here I've got a whole bunch of copies of the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets first edition, first printing, like first edition, first Canadian printing, but I feel that that's kind of annoying because it's like I have so many of it, and that's sort of takes away from its uniqueness in my collection. And especially if you're starting off a collection, you don't want to have multiples of items because people are going to sort of just skim over those and think that they're very common and not too valuable at all. You know, if you have as many of those books that I have, and like, okay, so you've got your Harry Potter books, your Harry Potter movies, and you've got like 3 of something and the exact same thing, that's not as interesting as if you have 3 different items. So it's kind of like variety is value sort of thing. That's, oh, I should write that down. I'm gonna write that down later. So yeah, that's just a tip there. It's just to keep track of what you have, know what you have, know what you want, and that will just keep you more organized and bringing in less duplicates into your collection. So tip number 3 that I have for you guys is to keep a journal, write a blog, or even just make YouTube videos like I do of your collection. And this is actually really like helpful because one thing that I find that keeps me interested in collecting Harry Potter stuff and keeps me going and keeps me pumped up is the fact that I have so many of you out there who are willing to watch my videos and actually enjoy what I collect. And that's kind of one of the fun aspects of collecting. You know, sure, you can collect just personally for yourself, but I mean, what's the point of a collection if you're not going to share it with the world, if you're not going to show people how awesome you are because you have such an awesome collection? It's the same thing with coin collectors. You know, there's lots of coin collectors out there who, you know, love to showcase their collection. You know, their family and friends come over and see their collections all the time. That should be the exact same thing with you. Don't be afraid to show off your collection. Sure, you know, a lot of the stuff can be personal to you, but share it, you know? Make sure that people know that you are an avid Harry Potter fan and that your collection, make them know that your collection is special to you. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, one thing I'd start off with is just doing sort of a organize your collection and then just doing a straight up video of your collection and just say, hey, this is what I have already. And then that just sort of gives people a guideline of like to see what you have, and then they can suggest things that you can add to your collection. That's actually something that I get in the comments sometimes, is people say, hey, do you have this? And I'm like, oh, no, I don't have that. Let's see if I can find it somewhere and to bring it into my collection. Tip number 4 is to watch other collectors' videos, blogs, and, you know, it's to sort of just look at tip number 3 and sort of go on the internet, find people, other people who collect Harry Potter stuff, and to sort of look at their collections, because a lot of times you'll see stuff in their collection that you're like, wow, that would look really great on my shelf. That's one thing that actually happened with me recently. There's a YouTuber named Godric Gryffindor. He's one of my subscribers, and he's got an awesome collection. He's got a couple things in his collection that he recently brought in that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need that in my collection. And so one of the things that you can do with this is taking the knowledge of what they have. You can make yourself a little sort of checklist of what you want, and then you can go on eBay, Amazon, even just out to thrift shops and find that item and then add it to your collection. If you collaborate with each other and talk to each other about Harry Potter things, you're going to sort of find more things in common and find things that you want to add to your collection. And just, you know, if you're doing what I do with Wise Hufflepuff, you can make friends just because you collect Harry Potter stuff and you have an interest in Harry Potter stuff. And I feel that is one of the greatest things about Harry Potter, is that it doesn't matter who you are. If you like Harry Potter, you've got thousands of friends out there that you may not know yet, but they are out there and they want to see your collection. And you want to see their collection too, because you want to know what else there is to get. There's so many unique items in the Harry Potter merchandise area of the internet that, you know, you can't picture every single thing. Like, for example, I'd completely forgotten about the Harry Potter Polyjuice Potion Maker set that they came out with back in 2002 or 2003 until I saw it recently in a video, and I was like, I used to have that. Now I'm looking into buying it again. It's actually fairly cheap on Amazon. I'm looking into buying it again because I was reminded by someone else's video that it existed. That's just one of the cool little things that you can find out through watching other people's videos and, you know, discovering their collections. My final tip for this video is to make friends with people who work at thrift stores, or make friends with your local used bookstore or something like that, what you're doing is basically networking your channel or networking your collection. By making friends with people who work in thrift stores and in bookstores, you actually get basically sort of like a key to Harry Potter stuff. You get access to Harry Potter stuff quite often, because I've got friends who work at 2 thrift stores here in London, and whenever they find anything Harry Potter that comes into the store, they text me a picture or they send me a picture of what it is, and they say, do you want this? And they usually put it off to the side for me, or sometimes they'll even buy it for me. Thank you, Paige. They'll buy it for me and, you know, just donate it to the collection, because they know I'm an avid fan. If people know that you're a collector, they're going to probably try to go out of their way and help you collect. I've got a couple bookstores here in London. Actually, pretty much all the used bookstores know I'm the Harry Potter guy of London. They call me, they reach out to me, and whenever they get anything cool Harry Potter into their store, and they say, hey, do you have this? And if I do, I say, yeah, you can sell it. And if I don't have it, they usually give me a fairly decent discount on it. That's what I recommend for you, is to make sure that your town, your people know that you are the Harry Potter person of your area. You know, just talk to everyone you can, show off your collection, share your collection, and let your collection grow with the help of others. I've wanted to make this video for quite some time, just to sort of share my ideas with you guys, and to hopefully get a few new Harry Potter collectors out there in the world, because it is so much fun to collect Harry Potter stuff. If you aren't doing it already, you should. Thank you very much for watching this video, and for sticking around to the end if you've stuck around this far, and I guess I'll talk to you guys later.